Hello and happy Christmas! My name is Boag, and to celebrate the season I thought I would tell you a heartwarming story of user experience design at this special time of year. Are you sitting comfortably? And I shall begin. Once upon a time there was a little old widow called Nelly. Nelly lived alone as her husband had passed away many years before and her children had moved far, far away. Nelly lived a lonely life. She rarely saw anyone these days and found it increasingly hard to leave the house. But she discovered the internet thanks to her oldest son, who gave her an iPad for Christmas. When she first started using it, it was mainly to talk to family via Skype, but over time as her confidence grew, she started to use it more and more. She had even considered ordering her food shopping online as she found that going to the supermarket was a very tiring experience. However, poor Nelly was afraid. Nelly had heard bad things about buying online, and anyway, she didn't like the idea of some stranger turning up at her door. Even worse, she had heard that the delivery man would arrive with big boxes of grocery that she couldn't possibly carry into the house. She had concluded that online shopping just wasn't for her. Then one day she was watching telly, and that lovely Fern Britton from the morning show she liked so much was advertising something called Wiltshire Farm Foods. They delivered ready meals that looked delicious, and everybody seemed so friendly in the advert. Nelly still didn't like the idea of ordering online, but she decided to have a look at their website anyway. What she found surprised and delighted her. For a start, they police checked all of their delivery people, and she got to see a photo of her driver before he called, and that made her feel much happier about having somebody deliver her groceries. They said they would even get the same person to deliver the groceries every time. Not only that, but she could pay cash on the door if she liked. No need to worry about credit card fraud, and so Nelly decided to give it a go. When the delivery man called, who she later discovered was called Neil, she turned up and offered to unpack all of her meal into the freezer for her. He was so nice, and because she knew he'd been police checked, she decided to let him in. Before he left, Neil asked her whether she would like to order something for next time. Nelly was delighted as she wouldn't have to go back to the website, which she struggled to cope with sometimes. Nelly became a regular customer, and now Neil felt like a friend to her who was always there to help. He even once put up a shelf for Nelly when it fell down. Over time, Nelly came to trust Wiltshire Farm Foods. Soon she was placing an order every week on their website, which was just such a pleasure to use. It was so easy and straightforward, and it never made her feel stupid or slow. But one Christmas, Nelly got ill, so ill in fact that she couldn't leave the house. It was all she could do to stay warm, and she didn't feel like eating anything. So she stopped ordering from Wiltshire Farm Foods for a whole 2 weeks, something that was very unusual for Nelly. One day there was a ring on the door, and there stood Neil. He said he'd been worried about her because she hadn't ordered for a while, and so he thought he would pop in. Nelly promptly burst into tears from relief of having someone who cared. For Nelly, Wiltshire Farm Foods was a lifeline. They were always thinking about her feelings and her needs, not just making a quick buck from her. And that's the moral of the story, really. Good user experience design is not just about a pretty website or mobile app. Good user experience extends beyond the edge of the screen and encompasses every aspect of the experience. Good user experience design thinks about what pain points people are facing and helps them meet them. That's why Wiltshire Farm Foods have built a multi-million-pound international business in the face of massive competition from the major supermarket chains, who, to be honest, have got more variety and can sell at a lower price. So in 2018, I would encourage you to remember Nelly and to think a little bit deeper about what users actually need.